Good morning, everybody, and happy, what day is it for you today? I think it's Wednesday for you today. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope your week's going well. I'd like to start today's assembly with some shout outs, some thank yous and some well dones. And the first one is a thank you, and it's a thank you to Mrs. Jennings, because when I got into work today, Mrs. Jennings had bought me, just for no reason, just to bring cheer, some of my favourite flowers. And if you remember, I showed you the ones in my garden, but these ones are not red. They are a beautiful dusky pink tulip, and have a look in the middle, that magic centre that makes the tulips so extra special. So thank you very much to Mrs. Jennings. You've brightened my day, and how kind it is to do something for somebody else, just to bring them pleasure and bring them joy. And then the next person I need to give a shout out to will know who they are when I hold this up. This made me smile. I have been having great conversations, and it kind of links with our Planet Earth theme, with Zachary in year 6. It started when we were thinking about his kind of farm animals and where he lives and the animals that he or his family cares for. And we started to talk about geese and goslings, if you remember last time. And I said, oh, Zachary, if your geese lay eggs, not the ones with actual geese in them, but the ones that we could cook and eat, please would you bring me one, because I'd like to see if a goose egg is larger than a hen's egg, because usually the eggs that we buy at the supermarket usually are hen's eggs. So Zachary has brought me in not a goose egg yet. He's still waiting for the goose to lay an egg to bring me in. But this one is a duck egg laid by a brown duck. And so it's interesting to think about. It's quite similar to a hen's egg, isn't it? Obviously, a lot of my hen's eggs that I buy at the supermarket, they have like a brown shell, whereas the duck egg is white shelled. But I think you treat it the same, because it's about the same size as you do a normal egg. So I'm going to take this home and have it as a boiled egg, perhaps for my breakfast tomorrow, and see if I can tell any difference between a duck's egg and how that tastes and a hen's egg. But thanks, Zachary, for thinking about me and knowing how interested we all are with what the geese and the ducks and the hens are all doing round and about. So thank you very much. And then the third person I need to say thank you to this week is Leo in year 4. Now, do you remember when we were reading this book? And I was at home, wasn't I, at the weekend reading this book. And I got to this page and I could not remember the name of this creature. This magical one up here, I'll give you a close-up there, which you can't really believe actually exists in real life. Well, Leo came to me today to say, Mrs. Scarterfield, it's okay. I know the answer. I saw this on Paw Patrol and also on The Deep. That creature with the twisted horn, that sea creature, is in fact called a narwhal or a narwhal. And it is a real creature. So then we had to look at the spelling of narwhal. So I understand that you spell narwhal like this. Narwhal, a narwhal. And if you want to do some more research on narwhals, where they live, what it's like for them, where they live, and their kind of habits, what they eat, etc., then do have a Google of that. Now, me and Leo talked about the books that we could read in today's assembly, and I've got 2 more. And actually, Leo, the one that you chose, I'm going to save for tomorrow, because of all those thank yous and shout outs, we haven't got so much time today. So one of them's quite simple, this one, and we're going to read this one today, all about what we can actually do to help planet Earth. And then this one that we're going to have tomorrow is a bit more complex, goes into detail about what some of the problems are with our planet and how we can help. So I'll keep this one for tomorrow, and then we'll have a read of this one today. And I know that you already know quite a lot of ways in which we can look after the Earth. But this one, I don't know whether you can tell, the colours might look a little, move my tulips. The colours might look a little bit duller than usual, and the material it's printed on is actually, it's really important this, they've made a very earth-friendly book. So the cardboard that this is printed on is like recycled cardboard, and even it says here, this eco-friendly book is made with eco-friendly materials, recycled board, plant-based inks and glues with minimal plastic content. So even the colours that they've used to print this book with have come from plants rather than from the kind of chemical prints that we might usually see. So it's thoroughly eco-friendly, which is already looking after our lovely planet. I've got my planet here today. Here we are. It's in the office with me today. So still thinking about looking after planet Earth. Let's see if we do all of the things that are in this book. Here we go. Please help planet Earth. I am planet Earth. I am home to humans, plants and animals. I give them food to eat, water to drink and air to breathe. But I need your help. So it's like a first person narration, isn't it, this? Children in Key Stage 2 will know what I mean. This is pretending that this is planet Earth actually speaking to us as humans. You don't need to be a grown-up. You don't need to have a job. You don't need lots of money. Everyone can help me. That's the Earth's message, that everybody can do this, especially children. My forests are disappearing. My lands of ice and snow are melting. My animals are in danger. You can make a big difference with a few small actions. Gosh, it's like the earth is speaking directly to us today. Let's make sure we can do all of these things. Perhaps you could go for a walk instead of getting in the car. Lots of you do that. Lots of you, particularly now that the road is shut at the front of school at pick up and drop off times to make it a bit safer, lots of you walk to school now, and that's really fantastic. And some children do cycle into school as well and store their bike at the bike store in the schoolyard, so that's good. Or maybe you could take your own water bottle with you when you go out. Great. So if you did that, and I sometimes do that with my coffee cup, if I've only just started going back into town after lockdown, but I will take a coffee mug like this one with me, so that then if I end up in Costa or Nero's or somewhere to get a nice cup of coffee, I will ask them to fill up my mug rather than giving me another plastic cup, which is just another piece of waste that needs then sorting out and recycling, or goes into landfill, etc. So that's a good idea. So if you take your water bottle with you, you could put a drink in that rather than having to buy one in like a takeaway cup. And if you find litter or accidentally drop rubbish, you could put it in a bin. All these things will help me. I've been thinking about litter, and I'm going to be looking for a litter picking team who maybe once a week want to go onto the school field, go up on the banking, go round about with our litter pickers, which are nice and safe because we don't actually have to touch any of the rubbish, and put the rubbish into the bins or bin liners to keep our school, our patch of the earth, looking really, really beautiful. All those things will help. You might turn off the taps when you brush your teeth. I do that. Put my toothpaste on, wet my brush a little bit, and then turn the tap off whilst I brush my teeth, so it's not running water and wasting the earth's natural resources. Every little bit helps. You could put plastic, glass and paper in the recycling bins, and we're really good at that because you all live in Calderdale, most of you, or Bradford, and you might have different bins and different parts of bins to sort your items into, and that means that not everything gets thrown away and has to be burnt or dealt with in that way. So that's a great thing, the recycling. Maybe turn off the lights when a room is empty. That's important. I need to do that more with my office. You know, I might go out for a walk at lunchtime and leave my light on. Well, that's silly, isn't it? Because no one's here. And it's the same with your classroom. Turn the lights off at lunchtime. All of those things would help me. Great. I feel quite positive now. I think we're doing our bit. You could plant some flowers for the butterflies and the bees. Well, I know that you're doing that at home. I know I'm doing that at home, and I share that with you. And we've tried to do some of that at school as well. Mrs. Jennings has taken the lead on that, and she has been planting things for the main school entrance. And also, I saw year two, Miss Mead's class. I saw you outside, and you were doing some planting. You were planting yesterday some sunflower seeds that you're going to grow, and I think there was talk of some onion seeds as well. So that's all good. Planting things really helps to look after the earth. Maybe you could grow some vegetables to eat. Well, we always try to do, don't we, in the school garden? And it would be nice to put some food out for the birds. There are so many ways you can help me. I've got a bit of a story about the birds at the moment on Freya's bird table. We've got a pair of blackbirds, or a female blackbird who is nesting in the bush just behind Freya's garden. So she's built her nest in there, and she has been looking for things to make her nest even nicer for when she lays her eggs. And Mrs. Jennings put out yesterday just a little bit of cotton wool onto the bird table so that Mrs. Blackbird could take the cotton wool if she wanted it and add it to her nest. Imagine how comfortable that nest will be for those eggs and those little birds that get born. So thank you again, Mrs. Jennings, for thinking about that. It might be nice to put some food out for the birds. Definitely. And Morgan, I don't know whether it's you who's put the, what's the word I'm looking for, Morgan? The coconut, because it's like half a coconut, isn't it? With fruit and nuts, etc. pushed into it. And I think those blackbirds are going to really enjoy that. And they're not going to have far to go from their little nest to get some energy from the food that you've put out there. So thank you for that. There are so many ways you can help me. And I'm so glad that in our school we seem to be doing most of these. If everyone works hard and makes these small but important changes, then I will be a very happy planet Earth. Well, I think we are doing those things, and I think we can try even harder to look after our Earth and our patch of the earth, your homes and our school. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow for the Mother Earth story. See you in the morning. Bye for now.